I want to say what's up, everybody. We here at the Mastermind Alliance podcast, where I got me, Jay Long, here. We're going to break down a whole bunch of spiritual, physical aspects to this. I'm going to let him introduce himself to y'all, and we're going to dive on in.
What's up, world? Jay Long, Lawrence Long, also known um, around the city as barber, engineer, credit guy, entrepreneur, all around hustler. And we just want to give insight today on what does it mean to form a master alliance, and also breaking down the key aspects of spirituality and how to really dive into it, and what are some starting points of beginning process of spirituality.
Well, let's start it off by asking you, what's your definition of spirituality?
My
Spirituality,
definition of spirituality is knowing thyself, knowing
knowing
thyself,
thyself.
understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings having a spiritual experience. That's totally different. That ideology of just knowing that we came here for a certain purpose, and also we came here knowing that purpose, but we drink the cup of forgetfulness, which every human being does. And whenever we drink that cup of forgetfulness, we descend into human nature, which is everyday 3D reality, to forgetting where we came from, which is godlike states.
I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. My definition of spirituality is the feeling and sense of belief, and like you said, knowing thyself. Because if you don't know yourself, how can you go out and be the person you need to become? Because it's hard to actually become that person if you don't know yourself. And I always said the person that's actually the key aspect of knowing yourself is you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to prove, and you have nothing to gain. So if you clearly know those three aspects right there, you know yourself 100%.
It's
Because
kind of like, sorry, not to cut you off, my brother. I
go
just
ahead,
want to
you good?
intervene real quick. It's kind of like taking the mask off, taking your mask off and becoming that invisible form of yourself, which is called that great I am. That I am part is the God state of you, and that part is the part that creates life. You get what I'm saying? That form of life that creates life, that's within us, each one of us. And a lot of us don't have that knowing, in which we can really use that to our benefits, to gaining and attracting the things that we want out of life. Those are the riches, the wealth, the peace, the free mind, the gathering of family members, love. All of those things are great aspects of life, but we don't know how to tap into it because we keep our masks on.
That's so true. But I'm even gonna go. Let's go real deep into this.
Let's go deep.
Even in the Bible, the first verse in the Bible, what it says, at the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? At the beginning. And then as he created that, we as created him in our image, correct?
Fact.
And how did he create us? He created us from mud and clay into who we are. So if we're in the image of him and he is in the creator of creating things. So for us, it's different because water is water. Water is created as water. Only thing water can do is be wet. So water can only be wet. So think about us as a human being. We're created in the image of God, so we can create things out of nothing. So you got to look at that from an aspect of who we become as an image of him. We can do anything and we can change elements. So we can be in this spiritual being right here, but therefore we can actually become something different. Any other animal, a horse is a horse, no matter what he is. He can't become anything else other than what he is. But to us, we can become more than greater than what we are spiritually. We can start off one way, but in the image of him, we can create and become who we are today. How you feel about that?
Well, let me go ahead and give my opinion on that, because all of these things are just opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally feel that biblical scripture where it says, "Let there be light," I feel like that resonates with me a whole lot, because it also says, seek the kingdom first, and everything of the kingdom will come to you. Okay. The "let there be light" part, mind you, even though we are in this 3D reality in which we see light, it's a reflection that comes into our eyes, and then it resonates on the inside of us. That's a portion of seeing light. But I'll take that understanding from knowing thyself, let there be light, seek the kingdom that which is in you. So seek the kingdom of heaven first. Knowing thyself is a part of seeking the kingdom. You get what I'm saying? If you don't know yourself in that inner portion of yourself, the inner portion of yourself is actually where the kingdom is. You get what I'm saying? And whenever you dive into the knowing of that inner portion of yourself, you're giving yourself light, because you're awakening a certain structure, a part of yourself that is dormant throughout the day in which the light comes. Because whenever you wake, the spiritual being, the spiritual man, falls asleep. Whenever you sleep, that's when your spiritual eyes are open. And then we travel to different dimensions during sleep. We have dreams and stuff. Actuality, those dreams are a reality. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember my dreams vividly. And that's a part of the inner state. Some of those dreams are bad, some of those dreams are good. It just tells you your inner makeup for the previous day, because you report to, the sleep state every single night. So the way you go to sleep is the way that you're reporting, and that depicts what dimension that you are vibrating on. That dimension, that next dimension, the sleep dimension, also known as the fourth dimension. You know what I'm saying? That tells you what dimension that you're vibrating on whenever you go to sleep. So that's the reason why it's good to go to sleep in a healthy mindset and in a healthy state, because you'll vibrate on different levels and different frequencies in a different dimension. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those dimensions aren't good, some of those dimensions are more pleasant, but it just tells you where you're resonating at from the previous day, being how you went to sleep. But you have to have that portion and that knowing of yourself, of that "let there be light," so you can know yourself. And pretty much when you wake up, you can have a refractory period of reflection. You can reflect, and then it also helps you guide the next day. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us feel like the past is the past, and it doesn't really matter. No, the past precedes itself, because we are actually living in the past now. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, for example, what we do yesterday reflects today. If we read a book or something, in which we're finna go into the topic of Mastermind Alliance, which Napoleon Hill talks about, that Mastermind Alliance. But if we read a book today and we reread it and embed it in our subconscious, that book will consume ourselves. But it does not take form in the present day. It actually takes form tomorrow. You get
But
what
it
I'm
all
saying?
starts from a thought. Think
It
about
starts
that. Because you can dream about something, but you have to have perception of a thought first to plant the seed actually in your head. And it has to go through the cycle. So you can start off, but if you don't have a thought to actually come to you, either in a dream or through somebody transferring that thought to your cerebrum, you're not going to be able to take it. Understand what I'm saying? And then from there, even though you get the seed, you have to take action on the seed first. So you have to water the seed every day. Just like you said, if you don't pick up a book, or you actually don't seek guidance or mentorship in any kind of way and water the seed, you'll never grow. It's almost like a flower. Think about a flower, and I'll even go deep on this. A flower, what a flower needs? A flower needs sunlight, right? And when it gets sunlight, what does it do? The flower is scientifically proven. The flower always leans toward the sun, no matter what. It needs the energy from the sun. So you have to have the information from the sun to actually go to this to actually help it grow. And think, even at night, that flower, what does it have to do? It needs darkness, because the darkness makes it produce even stronger. So
Facts.
if you don't have darkness, how can the light, even too much light can destroy it, and too much darkness can destroy it. So you got
Facts.
to have in between balance.
Facts. I'm gonna quote it like with that line, that famous Nipsey Hussle line from that song "Loaded Bases." He said, "It's a couple brothers every generation that wasn't supposed to make it out, but decoded the matrix. And when they get to speaking, it's like a chosen language." That's a Nipsey Hussle line, pretty much saying that the unseen becomes seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you don't see, your eyes perception, which you don't see from your eyes, is coming from your inner world. And if you know how to translate that, you get what I'm saying? That's like gold, because you are knowing yourself. That's a bottom line of spirituality. It's not any form of Christianity, and there's nothing wrong with different Christianities and different beliefs. I just personally feel like you're supposed to take a good essence from each one of those parts of belief systems and impute it in your life, your day-to-day structure. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it all starts with you. Whenever you wake up in the morning, your daily habits, whenever you feed yourself with knowledge and information, like you said, you're growing that seed inside of your brain and you're watering that plant upstairs to grow. So if you have a poverty-stricken mindset, that means that you haven't watered the abundance mindset. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have a lazy mindset and you don't feel like you want to exercise as much, that means you haven't watered the ambition part of your brain to seek your goals and stuff. But that's the ground basis of spirituality. You get what I'm saying? Like I personally feel like it starts with you, but you have to know, like, I have to wake up from this because I'm trapped in the matrix, because I'm spending too much time on social media. Or not only that, that my energy is going elsewhere instead of where it's supposed to go, far as with my purpose. That's, where you put your energy at is where you're gonna put your where you put your attention at is where you put your energy at. You get what I'm saying? So if you put your attention more on you, then you can work on those small things, those small plants that's supposed to grow inside of your brain, and water those. You can feed yourself the information that you need to water the plants, the abundance plants, the ambition plants, the will plants, the drive. Those are all seeds that's inside of your head and your structural makeup for its matter. You get what I'm saying? Because our body, E equals MC squared, that old Einstein equation, the E equals MC squared, energy equals mass combined, and the 2 times speed of light. If we know how to utilize that equation, our lives will completely change. For me, my life changed when I understood that equation. I didn't really input it into my life until I actually started getting into more knowledge. But whenever I put that into my life completely changed. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm attracting the things. I'm knowing what I'm attracting. I'm knowing my energy levels. I'm knowing, and I'm doing self-reflection every single day. Now I know the direction I need to go. I'm not bumping my head every single day. But that's a form of spirituality, knowing thyself. If you don't know yourself, you are asleep in the matrix.
Exactly. You're 100% on that.
It is a game.
It's a game. But it's basically patterns and precepts. But like I explain every time, it's patterns and precepts. If you can understand the patterns, you won't get sucked in. But a lot of people always get sucked in. And I want to even talk about this even deeper there. I even put some notes down here. I'm just being honest with you on how people can actually find spirituality. because a lot of people don't know how to find it. We can talk about it all day long and preach to them, but they need to find it. And after I go through these, I want you to go through and kind of, tell me what's yours too.
Okay.
My first ones is you got to find inner peace with yourself. If you don't have
Yes.
inner peace with yourself, you're not going to actually be able to tap into that. The next one is having compassion and empathy for yourself. If you don't have that, you're gonna be really chaotic. Having an open mind is the next one. If you don't have an open mind to the world and your reality around you, you're not going to be able to structure anything out of it. Having gratitude. If you don't have gratitude for yourself, having gratitude for others, tell yourself you get to get up every day, get to do everything, and appreciate things around you, nature, life, things around you. You're not going to be able to have any peace. The next one is mindful practices, doing yoga, meditating, stuff like that to actually get yourself going. Seeking meaningful purpose, find purpose for yourself. If a man doesn't have purpose for himself, like you just said, you'll be lost in the matrix. We understand this. Connecting with nature. If you don't connect with nature in those environments and aspects of it, you're never going to have that spirituality connection in life. Another one is an act of kindness. A lot of people don't go into act of kindness and thinking about how can they structure things and be kind to other people. Be kind to yourself, really, to be honest with you. A lot of us don't even want to be kind to ourselves because we're conditioned in a way because people tell us what they put their false beliefs on us. And so we end up not believing in ourselves and having an act of kindness. The next one is humility. You got to have humility for yourself when you're going through things and understand it, and having a scarce practice. That's the last one that I have. So when you have a scarce practice, you can understand and be cautious on certain situations.
That's good.
I
That's
want you to
real good.
elaborate on all of that, huh?
That's real good. I like that because you hit all of the key points in which you need to have a high vibration to attract the things that you want. You got to have the level of gratitude. I actually have that tattooed on my hand. Gratitude, waking up in a state of gratefulness because like you can't, it's hard to go to your father. If you put it into this context, it's hard to go to your father and say, Dad, can I get a new car, or Dad, can I get some new clothes, when you ain't grateful for the lollipop that he just gave you. Like, no, you ain't even say thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would refer to that. And the level of humility towards yourself, forgiveness, like you have to forgive yourself so you can move forward, because a lot of us cling on to past events that's came into our lives. A lot of us clinged on to those past events and it's shaping our future.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because when you cling on to those past events, it's a memory.
Mm-hmm.
Those memories give off oxidines in your body. Those oxidines and those enzymes that goes off anytime something triggers you. It's a form of remembering that incident that happened with you. So therefore, it's shaping your reality because it's causing you to act in a way in which you're not supposed to, but it's putting you in those negative, lower vibrational states, which you should, whenever you do a refractory time period, which is usually in the morning, that you should do it when you first wake up and we reflect on your previous day. You can break those cycles by that, saying, okay, something triggered me. How can I break that cycle to have a better day? You get what I'm saying? But once you start doing those daily patterns, it raises up your frequency. And frequency, everything is on a certain frequency. We all know this now. Everything is on a certain frequency, and we are attracting the things in which we are, not attracting the things in which we want. You get what I'm saying? You have to become a certain person on a certain level to attract certain things that's in that frequency. You can say all you want, hey, I want to be a millionaire, and you can holler to the top of your lungs. But if you don't become that in your mindset, you will still walk into a room full of multimillionaires and feel less than which you are. You get what I'm saying? And
It's called be do how. You correct. It's the be do how.
everything in life is about building relationships. They're gonna shun you out of that group because they feel your frequency. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's 100%. But even to what you said too, I don't mean to cut you off, but even what you said when a weakness, but you got to understand this: weakness, any weakness creates strength, no matter what. And we can break it down even to when you go into a gym, the first time somebody ever even works out, they're weak. So they're going to have to go through the actual pain first. It's going to hurt before they actually get stronger. Anything in life, it's a principle that's understand. You have to understand that. And the gym, I put it in that way because somebody is overweight, obese, they're already in a low frequency there, and they have to go through the pain of I got to show back up and, like I said, do this every day, knowing that it's no result, but there's still pain there. And most people, they don't like the pain because once they get to that certain pain, they want to say, all right, I'm out of here. Anything in life, anything that's uncomfortable to somebody, they can't get past that step. And I did a post on this.
Come to the light.
Exactly. I get the post that everybody wants the easy route.
Yeah, that's a fact. Anything that in the dark will come to the light. Anything that's in the dark. I've been through trials and tribulations as a man, and those dark days that I was putting in the information in my mind, you know what I'm saying? Those help carry me to better days. But that's the preparation part. You have to prepare. And you know what? Just like there's cameras, this is how I can refer it to. And I had told my client this today. I said, this just like there's cameras all over this building, all outside, and almost every grocery store. The universe, you don't think that the universe carry cameras within itself to see you every single day in which you're doing the practices in which you're doing to yourself, how you're treating yourself, what type of habits that you have, what are you doing for your daily processes? Are you say you want to be rich, right? Okay, what are you doing working towards those steps of becoming? You want to be rich, and this just almost like hitting the lotto. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, of course, hit the lotto. You know what I'm saying? With the numbers, you could be that lucky number that comes up, but you can create luck for yourself by doing the daily practices. And that's the reason why some people, when they get to a wealthy state, the world looks at it like, wow, like how in the hell? But in actuality, you don't see what's behind closed doors that man shooting the shots. You don't see the books that man is reading. You don't see the time that man is spending on himself, cooking, cleaning himself, praying. You get what I'm saying? Every single day. These are his daily habits. You don't see those things. But everything that comes that's in the dark will become to the light. You get what I'm saying? Those secret whispers that you have in yourself and how you talk to yourself will be shouted from the mountaintops.
Exactly.
Those secret whispers. You know what those secret whispers are, bro?
Go ahead and tell it to us. What's the secret whispers?
That's your spirit. That's your spiritual being. That's within you. How you're talking to yourself. Are you knowing that state in which you're becoming? Because every day we talk to ourselves, it can be in a negative state or it can be in a positive state. But in that talking, you are actually becoming.
Exactly. Why you think they call them spelling words?
Yes.
Exactly. You speak the spells of the words that you say to yourself. And I want to actually go into a wealth thing that we talk about. A lot of people, they get mad about wealth, but you got to understand wealth is a spiritual outcome. And it's two ways to that spiritual outcome. And I'm going to break it down to you. One of them is a spiritual message that it carries. You got money carries a spiritual a message that it carries. And actually the next one is it creates faith. That's the only two principles that come behind it. If you don't, you got to understand, if I give you $1 and you got $1 and we keep switching dollars, it's nothing going on there. But if you got $2 and then I got $1, it's somehow something has to see the value of that for me to actually do an actual change. And I have to have actually good faith in that creation of it, because the dollar is not backed by anything but faith, faith and trust. So you got to become the person you have to become first to achieve things, anything in life. It doesn't matter. And even like you said, you can walk into a room with millionaires and everything in there, and they can feel it. It's the energy that comes off of you, and you have to be at a certain frequency to be on that level. Because you can walk into a room and they already know who you are before you even say anything.
Exactly.
Because it's a higher frequency once you walk into the room. Your presence speaks it.
That's a fact. Money is energy.
It is. It's energy.
It can't talk to us, but it can hear how we talking to it. You get what I'm saying? And the way you talk to money and the way you talk about money will make money attracted to you or less attracted to you.
Exactly.
That's just it. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, like you said, don't like to talk about money, but at the end of the day, that is a very big conversation if you're trying to go to a different state. You got to understand. Yeah, it's spiritual, just like currency. A currency, spirits and money are just like the same. It's currency. You get what I'm saying? Like one spirit flows to you could be more attracted to you. But being that your demeanor or your character, it can be less attracted to you because, like I said, everything is seen. The unseen is still seen. But money is a currency that can hear the way that you talk, the way that you talk about it. Now, if you have a poverty state of mind, do you think that you're going to attract a wealth, an overflowance, or an abundance of money? No.
No, you're not.
Why? Because your mindset is in a poverty state of mind. But if you have a wealth and abundance consciousness and you speak good about money, you tip people, you do great things with your money, you're showing money that, okay, I'm responsible. Like you're showing money like, oh, he likes me. Just like how you like a girl. Okay, boom, just like when we were kids. You go like a girl, you push her down. That's the way that we were taught about money. You go push her down and you go hit her or something like that to get her attention, just to show her that you like her, even though you're beating her up. You get what I'm saying? That's the way that we treat money nowadays.
But I gotta go in there and say something about that a little bit. Because a lot of people chase money, and it's just like any woman you do. If you chase anything, it's gonna run away from you.
Yep. So
if you shouldn't, money shouldn't be. It's all about becoming the person you need to become, and the money will attract.
Attract. So if you can become attracted to money, not in a chase of, but just the doing and the rightness in which money flows, money is going to be very attracted to you. You'll get those type of text messages, and God is not mocked. You get what I'm saying? The signs always follows. Whenever you're headed towards a certain direction in life, the signs, you got to pay attention to the signs. Okay, the signs will tell you, boom, I'm headed in a good direction for his financial freedom, or I'm headed in a negative direction. You get what I'm saying? For his financial freedom, it will always tell you by the things that you're doing. And if you're less attractive to money, you're going to understand that later on in life, you'll understand that, oh, I've had a poverty mindset. Now I need to switch my mindset. How do I do that? Okay, read Think and Grow Rich, read Rich Dad Poor Dad, read Bob Proctor, read those type of books that's going to snap your mind out of it and be like, oh, I was going about this all the wrong way. Like, dang, I need to be talking about money like I like it. I love it. Even though everybody loves money, right? But everybody isn't attracted to it, because who can walk into a building and openly talk about certain financial issues with the confidence level of the knowing? You get what I'm saying? That's very few individuals. You know why? Because they in an impoverished state of mind. So they don't feel like they gonna have that abundance. You get what I'm saying? But when you can walk into the room telling your credit score, my credit score is this and this and this, I'm doing this, that, and that to boost up my credit score. What about your bills? How you doing? But I'm doing this, I'm putting my money here. Now, those are flows. When you can flow with the financial situation of your life, you are not binding up the conditions of money coming into your life. You are actually attracting those things in which you want to come into your life.
That's true. But
We talk.
in ways of a millionaire, and I have been in rooms with millionaires, and I have coaches, several coaches as millionaires. The money is the byproduct for them. It's like they don't care about that because they know they can lose it, they can always get it back. They're not attracted to that. They're attracted to who are you, like we keep going back into over and over again and saying it. It's all about who you become, because if you don't be that person, it's the do how. It's be the person, become the doing of the person, and how you become out of it. It's always going to be that way, and it's always you can always. That's why they say if I lose it, I can always get it back, because they know the principles and patterns of how to get back to becoming the person already,
Right.
because they already been there. But a
Just like with
poverty
Trump,
mind has never been there before. A
just like
poverty
with
mind has never been there before, so they're still running that loop. They're still
yeah.
running that loop, and they don't know how to get out of it, because, like you said, reading Bob Proctor, reading everything, because they got to realize they're the energy, physical being inside of them,
Yeah.
and
That's
they have to.
the impoverished mindset. The impoverished
Mm-hmm.
mindset. Like, for instance, say like with President Trump, ex-President Trump or whatever, he can lose everything. But guess what? Tomorrow he'll have it right back. You know why? Because he has that abundance mindset. He thinks
Yeah,
business, he's business savvy. He lost $1 billion, then got 3 billion back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the
mm-hmm.
mindset that you have going towards finances will really put you in that position where you can get all the financial freedom that you want. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I agree with you there. Just like we said, if it's, and I got this from a coach, and I got these principles from a coach. He said, just like what I said before, you have nothing to hide, nothing to prove, nothing to gain. You can go into a situation because you don't care. Because you don't care what nobody. A lot of impoverished people care about what people think about them. They care about what I drive, what I look like. I got to be in designer all the time. Most multimillionaires are not in designers. They don't care about that because they at a higher frequency than you are, because you're trying to fit the status quo of, of what you was gonna say.
I personally feel like a lot of people who has wealth in abundance like that, they care more about others. They
Exactly.
instead of going to the Gucci store, they rather tip somebody $30. You get what I'm saying? Because they
Mm-hmm.
can walk in with shoes that's 2 years, 3 years old, and you know that person is wealthy. They're not caring about that. You don't even whenever you see someone who is at that type of frequency and you know that they're at that type of frequency, you're not looking at their shoes. You're paying attention to their verbiage, their energy that's
Exactly.
coming out of them. You're not looking at the
Exactly.
energy that's
It's the
on them.
language. It's
The
the
energy
language.
that's on them is not that attractive, but the energy that's coming out of them through language, like you said, that's more attractive because their mindset, they're telling you different ways of getting money, you know what I'm saying, manifesting, and they're telling you different methods on how to do this and how to open up a business or how to grow they're telling you those different ways. You're not looking at their shoes. You get what I'm saying? Like their shoes and their clothes and the designers, that does not matter. The language that comes out of their mouth, it resonates with you so much, it touches your inner core. That's what matters. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's
You gotta
like on social media or something like that. That's a lot of people do that, but that's a false image because that's just the picture and the energy that's on them. Whenever they open up their mouth, the vibration, you can tell the vibration that they're on, even though they might be driving a rented Lambo or something like that. Their energy tells me whenever I hear them speaking or whenever I see them moving, like, you know, a person that's headed towards a direction of certain frequency, as far as when it comes to finances, by the way their posture is. the way they're
Mhm.
moving. They're
Mhm.
looking to me like they have financial issues. You get what I'm saying? You cannot, it's hard to fool a person who has wealth and a wealth mindset, an abundance mindset when it comes to certain things. You get what I'm saying? We know what's rented, we know what's bought, we know what's cash, we know we can look at your frequency and we could tell like something ain't right, ain't resonating with me.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I can tell that you owe. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. And you definitely right about that. But you got to understand, they're not even going to post their Lambos. They're not real wealthy people. Are not going to post their cars because they don't.
About that.
They don't want. That's not the message they're trying to give to you. They're not trying to transfer that message of that to you. They're here to serve. They're trying to serve you to the highest
Oh,
level.
that's the big thing. You know what I'm saying? We are all actually here to
Serve.
serve a purpose, serve people, so help other people come out of a lower frequency that's stuck in the matrix. You get what I'm saying? That's where you and I come into play at, where we can wake people up and say, hey, this is the type of mindset that you're supposed to have. You get what I'm saying? The knowing of thyself, the knowing of spirituality, the knowing of different dimensions, the knowing that you are greater than what you are at this point. You just forgot that you was a God. The knowing that abundance is within you and you're attracting that. It's either you're retracting or not, or detracting. You know what I'm saying? It's either it's coming to you or it's not. You understand different frequencies. This is the type of mindset. And, you know, like I said, I'm happy that we started this podcast, my brother, to actually wake people up from the matrix and get them involved. Because really, it's only a certain chosen few that can get this information. Like, this ain't for everybody. But
Because
you
it's gonna
gotta
go over
be,
some people's head. They're
it's
not
gonna
gonna.
go
It's
way
not
over
gonna.
a lot of people's head because we have the spoken language that a lot of people don't know about. And that's
Exactly.
different. For me, I don't want to understand what I already know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to understand what I already see. I want to understand what I it resonates with me, my energy. Like the way I talk, the way you talk, the way you come off, it's an understanding and it resonate within you. And that core part of you, that's like the center line where your chakras is at, where you know, like, oh, this man knows something. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I need to kind of tap in and I kind of gotta, you know what I'm saying, understand this frequency. That's the reason why we actually got to get on more YouTube podcasts and more
You
YouTube
know, we got
lives.
many more to go. This is our first episode, man. So we
First
got
up,
a lot we to just break down and teach the people. I think next episode we'll be going down and just actually let's teach them how to get out of the matrix. Like really, really teach them how to get
I think that should be the
out of
next
this.
episode, how to get out the matrix, because we got the formula. You know what I'm saying? We got the formula, and you
Yeah,
know, it's not going to be free for long. It's not going.
yeah,
It's only going to be for qualifying them for individuals who seeking righteousness, for individuals who seeking a wealth mindset. You know, this is only going to be for the qualifying individuals who we see it
exactly.
fit to give them that right course, because you're going to be a leader. Coming out
Yeah,
of a course that we give you is you're going to be a leader. Not only
yeah.
that, like your habits are going to change. You know what I'm saying? And change is hard sometimes, but a lot of people, it's harder to change than it is to stay the same. It's easy to stay the same. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's inertia. That's inertia. You got to understand that's a sign of inertia. So anything that stays the same, it's going to actually go more and more into self destruction. Anything it
Yeah, you
is.
just gonna you're gonna destruct yourself at the end of
Like I
the
said,
day.
anything. It's like a car.
Yeah.
If you sit a car in one spot for a long time, eventually it's going to get rusted. It's going to damage and everything. But the more you use it, it's more valuable, and it'll actually keep going. So anything it's just a. If you understand these principles, it's a part of life. Like if you go to the gym every day, you're gonna get better. If you just sit around all day and don't do anything, you're gonna start getting fat, sloppy, and lazy.
That
It,
you're gonna get
it
lazy.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get you out. Like I said, we're gonna get you out. We're gonna get as many people out as possible. Um,
Yep.
that's my goal, and I know that's your goal too. Because
I
me and
want to
you,
pull as many people out of the matrix as, God willing, as many people out of the matrix. I want an army of men, the chosen ones who's looking to wake up, looking to change, tired of being at a lower vibrational frequency, tired of their confidence being low because they see other people who are living a life that they ain't really living. Trust me,
Exactly.
because it's a facade. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Social media is a facade. A lot of people are addicted to it. But whenever they look at somebody else's life, a celebrity or something like that, or someone who has that wealth or something, they feel less than themselves. I want to get people empowered enough to know I don't care about social media, even though I can use it as a tool, but that does not make me less than or have the less confidence than I should have. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to have the most confidence walking into a building. I'm going to be knowing thyself, like how we spoke about in the beginning part of this podcast. I'm going to know myself more than anybody else know themselves, because 90% of people and 90% of everyone is on social media. The 10% that aren't on social media, not saying completely off, but not aren't plugged into the matrix. That's social media, the AI world, the artificial gratification. For me to know myself well enough to know, like, it's not gonna mess up my frequency. We're gonna get people to that state where it's they walking in confidence, truth, righteousness, and in a good path and on their purpose. So yeah, man, it's been good,
That's
man.
true. That's so true. When you said that, it's like it's even biblical principles there. It says, I am who I am. If you know I am who I am, you know thyself. So that's like, I don't get how some people can't get that, but it's like you said, they get stuck into social media, different vices, they get pulled in, and they got to understand they get so much baggage thrown on top of them that they get blinded. You know what I mean? And they get caught in the weeds, they get caught up in the midst of things, and then once they get wake up, it's almost like it's too late. And you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then they live with regret. You hear it all the time. Like I said, you hear those people, I used to be this person. I used to be this person. Because they got to feed off of that. It's like, what are you doing now? What are you
Now,
actually doing now to become the
that's
person
what
you need to be? That's behind you.
now what matters. It don't matter about who you used to be. It don't matter if you was a high school football star, basketball, whatever. The now is actually what matters. I know people that played in NFL and they broke as a joke now. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
People who are
Facts.
professional boxers, homeless. You know what I'm saying? So it's really like now and who you're becoming. And if you keep a hold of the I am becoming your future, if you have a brighter future, that's pulling you out of your past because that's where you're directed to. You get what I'm saying? But if you living in your past and saying who I used to be, you ain't thinking about your future. You know what I'm
Like who
saying?
you becoming
That's what
now.
we doing. Yeah, that's what we doing. We trying to wake up people and get them more enlightened about future context and being that greater self and knowing that you are always becoming greater and greater and greater until you become the greatest, which is that I am. I am that I am, like how Moses said.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, this was a good talk right here, man. I appreciate it like
Yeah,
always. And
appreciate
like I
you.
said, next episode, let's teach them how to get out the matrix.
Let's do it. Next episode, we
All
tapped
right,
in.
man.
All love.
All right, man. Like I said, y'all, like I said, it was a good talk. Like I said, we're gonna go break down next week. We'll talk about how to actually get out the matrix. And if you want to check this guy out, give your information out to him so they can actually know how to find you.
You can actually find me on Instagram at IM_J.Long. Also on social media on Facebook, Lawrence Long. Holler at me if you want to just get out of the matrix, if you want to just tap in with yourself. We can start meditation classes. Hey, each one teach one. Each one of us just walking each other home. We're gonna pull each other out of the matrix one by one to living our best life of confidence, the knowing of thyself, and just whenever you have that confidence, it reflects. All love,
Yeah, that's
everybody.
true. That's true. Like I said, and you can find me, Larry Pringham, everywhere. You can just Google me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, every platform there. And one thing I forgot, me and this guy right here and several other guys are doing an actual challenge, a no sugar challenge to actually clean the toxins out of your body so you can actually become the person you need to become. Because we already know that man-made sugars and all this makes these impurities inside your body that can actually make you not even think the way it is. And I won't even go into a whole thing on sugar yet, but the power of sugar and what it does to a man's body and his whole metabolism and everything destroys you there. So he'll be doing a talk. He'll probably break down even more in depth on just being a whole, being yourself as a whole. I'll put the show notes at the bottom, links down in the comments down here on how you can join the challenge. The challenge is absolutely free. Like I said, we're just trying to pull people out of the matrix. Any final notes you want to leave to the people before we leave?
I don't, man. Actually, what was said needed to be said, my brother. It was a good one, my brother. We're gonna have that. Say we tap in on Sunday. We're gonna do another one on Sunday. Just keep getting better.
Gotcha. And you'll see us next Sunday. And like I said, y'all have a blessed one. We out.